Hello everyone, and thank you for listening. My name is Marcellus Davis. I come from the uptown streets of Passaic, New Jersey. I come from a family rooted in music, fashion culture, and spirituals. My biggest goal in my chosen industry is to become a respected digital marketer within the music industry. I desire not to just succeed in my field, but to be and create a meaningful impact by helping others grow and thrive as well. My dream career path is to reach the heights and status of a CMO, blending creativity, strategy, and mentorship, and so I can inspire, lead, and contribute to something bigger than myself. As long as I can remember, I have always wanted to recreate the feeling that I got to make music as a child. Being raised by my grandparents, their inspirations have influenced me at an early age. I knew it wasn't just the music, it was more of a deeper connection feeling that I was getting to where I wanted to create this. Green explains this phenomenon as sometimes it's not an object or rather a task or activity, but something in culture that spikes and digs deep and makes a deeper connection. As I got older, I started to study, compose lyrics, and write music on my own. While attending Liberal Arts College, I found myself recording, writing, and producing music on my own while earning my bachelor's degree in audio engineering. I was in different studios working with artists of many genres and different backgrounds. I went to mixes and shows just to expand my network and circle within the industry. But it got to a point where I still felt like I needed more. Something wasn't enough for me. Green mentions how Ramachandran pivoted within his field. He quotes, "From within your chosen field, you look for a side path that particularly attracts you." That's when I decided to discover my niche in the digital space of the music industry. I realize most artists believe talent is everything. Talent is only 10% of the journey. The digital space is where the talent gets exposed to a greater audience to take them to the next level. Through the years of being an artist myself, I started to see that I might be on the wrong path. I thought I needed millions, big houses, expensive cars, and fancy dinners every night, the so-called successful life of an artist. Green points out, a false path life is generally something we are attracted to for the wrong reasons. That's money, fame, attention, and so on. As I navigated more through the music industry and sat in some of these executive meetings, the drive that fired me up as a kid started to dim a bit. I began to feel lost with no sense of purpose at all. My turning point was when I finally quit my job in 2023. And this is where I began to do my content creation seriously. This was my first step into the digital atmosphere. I started creating reels, YouTube shorts, and long-form content for IG, TikTok, discussing how to navigate within the music industry. It wasn't long before I received my first partnership with the musically inclined companies such as Shure Microphone. I knew that my calling was to help others, but I soon discovered I was meant to help them in a new, unique way. As humans, we get caught up in things we convince ourselves that are too hard to let go. At first, the idea of quitting my job was hard until I talked with my partner about the toll it was taking on me. From high anxiety to depression, I knew I had to leave. I had to get out of there. Of course, I wondered, how am I going to pay rent? How am I going to help with these bills? How am I going to help my loved ones when they're in need? I had to have a deep conversation with myself and say, now is the time to pursue that passion that I've always been wanting to do. I had to let go of the past so I could see my future clearly now. Finding my way back has meant learning to trust the process. Something a lot of my mentors have told me. A lesson I'm still learning each and every day to this day. Green mentions and reminds us the way back requires sacrifice. You cannot have everything in the present. The road to mastery requires patience. Keep your focus on 5 to 10 years down the road when you will reap the rewards of your efforts. There were times I doubted myself when the content didn't hit the way I thought it was, or when I worried about making a mistake, stepping away from a steady paycheck. But each time I had to remind myself why I started in the beginning. I learned that when you feel lost, discouraged, it's often because you're still becoming who you're meant to be. For me, finding my way back means holding tight to that inner voice, to the one that first told me this is what you need to do, the one that said make music to inspire and to guide others. Every campaign I run is a step toward that bigger vision. So to honor this process, I'm setting the SMART goals for myself for the next 3 weeks. This goal is to launch a weekly content series, helping new artists understand and how to maneuver themselves in the industry. The second goal is to secure a new partnership. I will pitch my digital marketing skills and services to at least 3 music-related brands or companies aiming to secure one new collaboration that aligns with my mission to empower artists. Excited to see where this path takes me. Standing true to my life's task, I am not only investing in my own growth, that is also the people and artists I'm meant to be helping in this way.